friend or loved one. Say your mum, for example, and at that very second, the phone rings. Hello?
Hello,
Hey, Mum. No, listen, I'm in the middle of something here, right? Okay. Bye. When this happens, is it a sign that we're all just a little bit psychic? Or is it just a coincidence? Are we forgetting all the other times our mums called when we weren't thinking about her because we've grown up now and we don't need our mums anymore to get on with our lives? Psychics seem to be everywhere. They tell us our fortune in magazines, whisper down our phone lines, and even predict the World Cup with their tentacles. But I want to find out, do psychic powers really exist? Hi, Mum. Mum, I didn't hang up on you on purpose. Yes, I have kept a receipt. Back in 2003, I took a girl on a date. I know, unbelievable. I wanted to impress her, so I didn't take her to a movie or mini-golf. No, I took her to Crossing Over Down Under, the arena spectacular of celebrity psychic medium, John Edward. I'm talking to your dead grandmother. She says hi. In hindsight, it wasn't such a great recipe for romance. To make matters worse, we had a big fight after the concert. I thought that John Edward was disappointingly inaccurate. She thought he was fantastic. I called him dodgy, she called me closed-minded, and we never spoke again. I can't believe I was cock-blocked by a psychic. But I'm not the only one bitter about psychics. The world's most famous skeptic and Papa Smurf impersonator, James Randi, really hates their guts.
And frankly, I think there's more evidence for Santa Claus.
Randi has even offered $1 million to anyone who can demonstrate psychic powers under scientific conditions. No one's ever won it. James Randi's just too sceptical for them, although some people are sceptical of James Randi.
You go against a lady like Doris Stokes who never harmed anybody in her whole life and you call her a charlatan and a fake, and that woman wouldn't lie to anybody. And I don't know whether she's right or wrong, but she wouldn't lie to anybody. And we're going for a commercial break and you can piss off. We'll be back with Diana Trout.
So, what's going on? I want to investigate psychic powers for myself, so I'm off to where the psychics hang out, the Mind Body Spirit Festival. It's like the big day out for New Agers, except no one's wearing Australian flags. There are all kinds of New Age healing technologies here, such as bells, air massage, and leftover props from Lost in Space, linked to a dot matrix printer.
You've got a fairly big base chakra.
Base chakra's big.
Very big. Can you feel it?
Massive? Does it make me look fat? It's also got a food court of psychics. So here's my test. Can they predict how my investigation of psychic powers will turn out?
Lawrence, there are no maps. There's no compass. There's no roads. And all you've really got to navigate with is what it is that you're feeling.
I feel like your head's going to spin a little bit.
You'll get an uneasy feeling, and if you get that uneasy feeling, be very careful.
It's never more than an arm's length away from you at any moment in time.
At the very end of this journey, will I become more of a believer, more of a skeptic, or will I become psychic?
You will be a complete believer.
OK, there's our predictions. We'll come back to those later. But how do psychics come up with these readings anyway? To find out, I decided to have my fortune told by Lynn Kelly, a woman who has a remarkable ability to read people, and she read me like a book.
One that you've put aside in particular is the mask of anger.
Yep.
You don't tend to have temper tantrums.
Nope.
You do like to reflect on yourself a bit, but not overdo it.
Yep.
Spot on. The problem is, she's not a psychic. She's the author of The Skeptic's Guide to the Paranormal. I know you're not psychic, but
No.
that to me felt very accurate. What's going on here?
I'm using a technique called cold reading. Cold reading is a method of telling you things that sound specific, but the action is happening in your head. You're making the connections, not me. I'm then responding to your reactions. If I get a reaction, I stay with it. If I don't, I move on.
Give me a quick example of what a cold reading type line would be.
I'm seeing somebody very important in your life that does something with their hands. I'm heading for a tradesperson. If I don't get that, I say, it seems to be a musician, is it? So if I'd missed the tradesperson, I'd push it and head for musician. So with you, would I have missed the tradesperson?
Yep.
But would I get the musician?
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the way you keep pushing or you move on. I know what will work most of the time for different age groups. Young girls, teenage girls, I'll go for self-doubt. There's a self-doubt that's worrying you, doubt your ability, you know, that will work with young women.
There's a self-doubt that's worrying you. You doubt your own ability.
Yeah. I never think I'm smart enough when I do stuff.
Older men, I'll go with responsibility through your life. You've always put the responsibility before your own dreams.
You put responsibility before your own dreams.
Yes. Yes.
Older women, always you feel that you've bent a little bit too much and not gone your own direction.
You feel you've bent a bit too much. You've not gone your own direction.
Everyone feels that way.
So that's cold reading. But apparently some TV psychics use even trickier techniques, known as hot reading.
If you go to those shows, you fill in an application form in advance, which tells people things about you. When you book tickets, you have to give a name and address.
Yep.
They can check the house and everything from that address.
Oh, seriously?
And they know what seat the person's in. So you then, I'm getting someone up there who lives in a house, there's a broken down car in front of it. Somewhere in that, who is that? Boom.
I know.
Of course they know what seat they're in, they know what address they came from. Now, I don't believe that your corner astrologer or tarot reader is breaking that ethical rule. But those people on TV talking to dead people know exactly what they're doing. And they are exploiting people's emotions for profit.
So then why are people believing this?
It's a thing called confirmation bias. In your own head, while I was doing that reading, I bet you were analysing what I was doing.
Yep.
Because you don't believe it. But people who do believe in readings, be it astrology, tarot, anything else, will not do that. They will just be going with it completely. I'm talking about themselves and their most personal things. So they will just go with it. They will help me enormously because they already believe that this works, and I am then confirming the belief that they already have.
So I could just say anything, really. I don't actually need the tarot cards. If I could set up my own system and I have specific words, I could just get away with this.
That's right. I see it more as a performance, and that's why you need theatre. It's got to be slightly away from a normal life, slightly different.
All right, I might give it a shot this weekend.
OK, but please be ethical.
Sorry, Lynn. If all you need to be a psychic is some vague cliches, I know where you can find an endless supply. Karaoke. I know you're an emotional girl. It took you a lot to not lose faith in this world. I can't offer you proof, but you're going to have to face the moment of truth. Does this mean something to you?
Yeah, it means many things.
What does it mean?
I've been scared about playing guitar in front of people for a very long time. I think I'm just going to have to face my fears and do it sometime.
I can't offer you proof, but you're going to have to face a moment of truth.
I do have some issues with my father. We haven't spoken in a couple of years. I mean, I'm probably going to have to face him at some stage.
Because you deserve the best in life. So if the time isn't right, then just move on. Because second best is never enough. You do much better, baby, on your own.
Yeah. That sounds like a relationship issue. I guess I'm just looking for the right person still.
Okay, I'm seeing dogs that are missing. Someone's asking after a dog that's been let out.
I did have a dog that was let out once.
Who? Who let the dogs out? Who? Who?
The real estate agent.
It's just what I'm getting. I see a man, his palms are sweaty, knees are weak, arms are heavy.
That's Eminem.
Why would I be getting an Eminem song?
I don't know. I have no idea. Lose Yourself is the title of the song.
Lose yourself. Lose yourself. Does that mean something?
Yeah, Oh, yeah.
This psychic game's easy. You just say something vague and the punter fills in the gaps.
Thank you.
It's okay. You say it best when you say nothing at all. It's hard to see how anyone could stuff this up.
I lost my boyfriend tragically a few years ago. They never found.
The reason why you didn't find him is because he's in water. And to find him in water, it's like the girl is missing in Aruba. You can't find somebody.
Well, it was September 11th. There was no, he was a fireman.
I feel some arthritis, by the way. There's a lot of arthritis, and there's a bone problem. There's also something with the back. So I don't know if she sees her sitting and have a pillow at the back of her,
No.
or is that you?
No.
No? I said, music, music, music. I don't know why about music. Did you not do music? Were you going to do music when you were younger and you stopped doing music?
No.
Okay, you never wanted to play the piano?
No.
All right, a psychic drawing of Brian. So, you know, and I don't even know what's going to come out of this pen. This is how psychic it is.
I think my nose is a little big there.
Now, what we saw there was a whole bunch of cold reading gone wrong. But if television has taught us anything, it's that psychics do solve crimes and work out mysterious deaths. Every week on shows like Medium, a psychic uses their powers to help police identify killers and find bodies.
I think I recognize that pig.
Medium is based on the true story of Alison Dubois, who offers her help to police departments across America. But unlike the TV version, it's hard to find much evidence that Alison Dubois has actually solved a crime. In one case, a missing boy she said was dead turned out to be alive. Even police forces she claims to have assisted, like the Texas Rangers, say she's never helped them solve a crime at all.
I need your opinion. I'd beat it out of you.
So, let's have a look at the evidence. The percentage of cases solved by mediums, ghost whisperers, and psychic detectives on television versus the number of crimes solved by psychics in the real world. In fact, the data shows that dogs are more useful to police than psychics, which means if you've got a crime to solve, forget Alison Dubois.
Wait, I think I know this tree.
Call Inspector Rex. On the rare occasions that police have asked psychics to help, they haven't done much good. In 1980, officials in Atlanta took the unusual step of asking psychics to solve a number of serial killings. The case attracted 19,000 letters from mediums and 2,000 drawings. None of them found the killer. But one of them,
upside down,
was suspiciously close. In fact, the only time psychic detectives have been 100% accurate
Hurry up.
is when they've turned out to have done the crime themselves. The LAPD even tested psychic detectives. They had them come into a room and try to guess which weapons had been used in murders and which hadn't. It turns out that the psychics were no more accurate than ordinary citizens and made 10 times as many guesses, throwing hundreds of vague statements out there, hoping something would hit. It's a technique known as shotgunning. Let's put it to the test. The ABC won't let me commit a murder, but we can use a psychic to attempt to locate a missing person. This is Simon Turnbull, a leading Australian psychic.
I have worked with official bodies, but I'm not at liberty right now to name them.
Sure. And this is the photo we gave him, which happens to be of former Prime Minister Harold Holt, who went missing off the coast of Melbourne in 1967. What can Simon tell us about Australia's most famous missing person?
I got a couple of names. The name Helen was one, and the name Ben, but also I got the name Paul.
Not a good start. But can he draw some kind of picture of where Harold might be today?
I saw a black woman's hat, also wearing a silver cloak, and something significant in this person's life happened in the garden. But I saw this area with stairs, like a multi-story, multi-level story place, and there's some nets or netting. I see a prism.
What does that mean?
Well, it can mean anything you want it to mean. No, I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it means either, but I'm taking it straight to the feds. Now that Simon solved the Harold Holt mystery, let's see what Australia's top psychic can do. On Channel 7's The One, Jason Betts was rated Australia's #1 psychic and Steven Seagal impersonator.
I'm a psychic. I see things that other people can't see. I know things that they couldn't know, even not I could know. So I amaze myself.
Jason's challenge is to find someone who's alive.
Ah, excellent. I can see a person with this one. This is great. Here we go. He looks like his name should start with the letter G. like Gavin or Graham or something like that. This is an educated person, a sophisticated person. He has an extensive library. I'm sure he could also quote many writers. He's an educated person. I also think he likes photography. He is well-travelled. I would say he enjoys travelling, which could be where he is right now. I don't know. I get a feeling of distance. If I had to say if he was alive or dead, I would say he's alive.
Where is he?
That's a good question. I couldn't tell you. It's, if he was nearby, I might be able to sense it, but I'm not trying to do that right now.
What an amazing cop-out.
I amaze myself.
Well, I think I've conclusively proven that these psychics cannot pass my rigorous, scientific, completely rigged test. However, there is one person who has proven consistently underneath scientific conditions that they are a psychic, and that man's name is Banachek. In 1979, Banachek and his friend convinced scientists at Washington University that they could bend cutlery with the power of their minds.
But most of all, by distracting their attention.
After 3 years of testing, they finally revealed the truth at a press conference.
Which is?
They were just magicians, recruited by James Randi for Project Alpha, a hoax to prove that even scientists can be gullible. These days, he still performs as a magician and messes with my freaking mind. So, Banachek, you're not psychic?
No, I'm not a psychic. No. But I take my 5 known senses, I create the illusion of a sixth sense. I cause people to think that I can read minds or predict the future or, in fact, look at me for a second. Don't look at what I'm writing, though. I think that will work. I'm going to put that over by you. Put your hand on top of it right now. Got a couple of books here. These are #1 bestsellers, How to Enjoy Your Life and Job by Dale Carnegie. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'd like you to take a look at these, but don't look at what I wrote over there. In fact, put what I wrote underneath there for now. Take a look at those and just make sure those are, I think...
Yep.
Yeah. Hand me one back. This one right here. Keep that one by you for now. Say stop anytime.
Stop.
Okay, we'll use the page number this time. That's page 108. Turn to page 108 in that book, please.
Okay, in this one?
And hold it up so I can't see where you're at.
Okay. 108?
Yeah. And look at the first word at the top of that page.
Got it.
Okay, close the book. Look at me. Mix all the letters up in your word. In fact, think of any letter in your word. Got one?
Yeah.
I got 2 like you changed there. You're thinking of a T, because you could have gone with anyone. There's a T in your word, though, isn't there?
No.
There's no
yes,
T.
There's a T in it.
But there's a G further down, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts with a W, doesn't it? Yeah, your word is water. Oh, it's a compound. Watergate. Yeah. One more time. Just say stop.
Whoa.
One more time.
Stop.
Okay. Page 104. Turn to page 104 in that book. And show it to the camera.
Okay.
What is it?
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Aroused.
Aroused. Remember earlier on I gave you a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Take a look at it. So you got mind reading, you got predicting, you got it all right there. But I'm a magician. I'm not a psychic. There are people that will get on stage, they use the techniques that I use, which are the techniques of a magician. They will try to convince people that they're genuinely psychic. It's my opinion they're either lying to themselves or lying to their audience. In most cases, lying to their audience.
Now, that seemed psychic, but I know there's a perfectly logical explanation. What I don't know is if there's a perfectly logical explanation for this.
You want to see something?
Yeah.
I'll try something real quick. Any of you guys have any gaffer's tape we could use? There's some Mardi Gras coins there. I'd like you to take a look at those. Well, I tear off some of this. It's actually sleeping moss. Take a look at that as well, if you would. This one's gonna get jammed into this eye socket, just like so, like that. This one's gonna go on the side. That one's gonna go in that. This one will go across the nose area like that, and there should be one more piece. I want you to press around the nose, press around the outside, make sure that's on good and tight, make sure there's no holes, sealed completely.
Yeah, you look like a wrestler. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you for a little drive if you don't mind. All right. I'm gonna take you onto the main road, and I think there's a stop right about here. Am I right about that?
Yeah, stop.
Sign? Yeah, and I think we're okay to go.
Whoa, there's traffic coming, but you can...
Can I show you the easy way to do this? Yeah. Okay, the easy way to do this is to do this. And then when you're doing that, you know you're on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's how I would start out if I were you.
I don't think I'm gonna give this a go.
All right. Is there a person standing to the right of the road? I want to be careful. There's something, something
no,
dark
that's
in my
rubbish
mind.
bin.
Yes. Okay.
Are you sure? Well,
How do you know when to turn? Well, you know, I could give you a million reasons. You know, I could tell you that I'm actually listening to the road. That wouldn't necessarily be true. So there's cars on the left, cars on the left.
Cars on the left.
Anything on the right side?
Okay. Whoa, keep to the right. Yeah.
As a skeptic, one of the important things is being able to say, I don't know, and being able to go to the people that do know, and realizing you won't always get all the answers. We can't know everything in the universe, and you should. Another dumpster, maybe?
Yes,
okay,
another
I want to
dumpster.
make sure that's not a car. Okay, there's a car running on my left, but I think it's backing out of a driveway, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. That's right.
Okay, so I can make a turn.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, all right. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, yeah. How am I doing on speed?
This is... okay, oh, you can park a car.
I'm going to... There we go. Oh! That lets me know I'm home.
Okay.
This is the hard part. If you take a look. Can you get that coin for me?
That is completely over your eye.
Can you get that one?
Ooh. Your goatee is still intact.
Whoa. Yeah. Hey, right between the lines. That's good.
Yeah, thank you very much, Banachek.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Beat that, John Edward. Saying vague statements to gullible people and making them dump their excellent boyfriends is not impressive. What is impressive is making skeptics believe in the impossible. And that's what Banachek did with Project Alpha. And I'm gonna out-Banachek Banachek. And I'm gonna do it at James Randi's amazing meeting, the annual Skeptics Conference in Las Vegas. It's the world's largest gathering of free thinkers who all think the same thing. That Richard Dawkins is God. But can I convince the skeptics that I have psychic powers and win James Randi's $1 million paranormal challenge? Oh, Banachek, hi, how are you? Yeah, thanks.
Everything?
Yeah, I've got all I need. And I've made a prediction, a premonition about the future. Don't read that just yet, just hang on to that.
All right. Okay. Leave it right there.
Okay, well, first of all, we'll start off by getting the energy of the room. So can we just meditate together? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now come back to me. James Randi, I will try to read what I can about you. James Randi. Okay, James Randi, I'm seeing that you were born Randall James Hamilton Zwing, August the 7th was your birthday in 1928. I'm also sensing that Randy was born in Toronto, in Ontario, Canada, and you have a younger brother and sister. Do you validate this? I'm going to go deeper now. With my crystal ball, I can tap in to the energy of the universe, and I can zero in and see any place on this planet. So please give me an address of some place that I could not have been before or I've never seen. Just an address off the top of your head.
201.
201.
Southeast 12th Street. Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay. Okay, now the spirits are buffering. 60%. The signal's coming through now. I'm sensing that you are near water or a river.
Reasonably,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me just zoom in with my consciousness. Okay, I'm seeing red terracotta roof.
That's true.
Spanish-styled architecture.
Yes.
There's a large palm tree I'm seeing.
Several.
So what do you think of my powers?
Well, I don't know whether any power is involved, but coming up with generalized knowledge that is generally available like this is not very impressive. What do you think?
Google Maps will give you that information instantly.
Shut up, Banachek. Thankfully, I've got one last shot. Okay, listen, there's an envelope there. I made a prediction before this. Can James please open up my psychic prediction?
Open the envelope. It's not even sealed. How about that?
My prediction says, I predict that you will not believe that I have psychic powers.
That's exactly what it says here. And you're absolutely right.
And
the prediction is correct. That's the best. Yes. Congratulations, sir.
My prediction was correct. I did it. I won $1 million. Okay, so I didn't win the $1 million. In fact, I lost $300 at the pokies. But a few months later, when Banachek came to Australia, I decided to give it one more go.
So John Edward is such a douche. I took this girl to his
No, I get it. Pay attention to the road, please.
I'm feeling I should turn right here.
Mike. No, there's a car! There's a car! There's a car! There's a car!
Awesome. Check this out.
Awesome. I predict my psychic drive will cause an act. No shit.
I can't sense my legs.
So how did our psychics go with their predictions?
It's never more than an arm's length away from you.
I get a feeling of distance.
You'll get an uneasy feeling, and if you get that uneasy feeling, be very careful.
Are you sure? Well,
What you've really got to navigate with is what it is that you're feeling.
I'm feeling I should turn right here.
No, there's a car! There's a car! There's a car! There's a car!
If you can't stop people taking drugs, you won't be able to stop people making drugs.
He was a very normal kid, really.
Psychologically, totally not even human.
Watching your child
destroy himself.
A sense of connectedness and confidence and a lack of inhibition.
It was like living with Jekyll and Hyde.
In that world, you can just shoot.
Sort of moral judgment of people that have an illness and treat them compassionately.
But why?
You lose yourself in this addiction.
My organs were shutting down.
They're pulling my teeth out. I only have 3 left.
Yeah, I'd hate this thing if it kills me.
The following program is rated M for a mature audience. It contains coarse language.
Do ghosts exist? When people experience a haunting, are they really encountering spirits of the dead or something else? TV is haunted by ghost shows. All you need to make a popular ghost show is a night vision camera and an ability to overact.
Can you talk to us?
Yes, I can! Yes, I can!
What date is this?
1612!
But are ghosts real? To find out, I've come to northern Scotland to investigate one of their most haunted castles, Castle Mingus. It's home to one of the most frightening type of ghosts, an angry Scottish one. Apparently furniture has been thrown about, objects go missing, and people feel touched in the middle of the night. Ghosts or Aussie backpackers? I'm here to find out. So I've enlisted an expert team of professional ghost hunters.
This is like a James Bond operation you've got here.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of tech involved, as you can see.
They've all sorts of complicated detection equipment with cool flashing lights, sensors and laser beams. But the most complex thing to understand was Ian's accent.
And basically we call a MEL 8704R temperature gauge.
And the most important one just looked like something from Officeworks.
Electronic voice phenomenon recorder. Basically it's just a dictation machine.
So you're saying you're recording the voices of ghosts?
Yes.
Okay, that will definitely come in handy.
It is pretty awesome to hear. If you're a skeptic when you hear this, maybe you'll be turned.
All right.
But it's not all high-tech. They also had Marianne, their spirit medium.
Sometimes you feel as if you're walking into a cold area. Sometimes it feels as if you're walking to jelly.
And she walked into jelly straight away.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And she just...
What? Did you say something?
I thought we're getting a full operation.
But it wasn't a ghost. It was just our anemic cameraman. Hours pass and we still haven't encountered any ghosts. So I try what always works in ghost movies. I split off from the group. And just to make it extra scary, I used night vision.
Okay, ghost, if you're here, knock once. If you're not here, knock twice. Bit complicated. Okay, if you're here, don't knock. Okay, there's a ghost here. I'm gonna draw the ghost out now. Well, apparently the ghosts in this castle love touching things. So I brought some of my own equipment. Apparently no one can resist touching this bubble wrap. You know you want to pop it? Come on, ghost. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Here's something no one can resist touching. Come on, ghost. Touch it. It's got a bubble wrap app. Come on. All right, I've got one more idea. If this doesn't attract you, nothing will.
The freakiest thing I've discovered in this castle is me. So I rejoin the group, and suddenly Marianne is starting to feel ghosts.
Right,
Or was it indigestion?
there. There.
Right, okay.
What's that? What's that? You can tell there's something here.
Oh, there's definitely something in here. Just a second. Oh, yeah, okay. This is.
You like this?
No.
What's happening up there?
There's a lot of wailing going on. It's I can't. It's an old woman, right? And I can't quite get a full visual of her at the moment. But she's sitting, just rocking and wailing constantly.
What's she saying?
She's not just saying anything. She's just sort of oh, like this, just rocking backwards and forwards. She's
Is
on
it
like
a
a couch.
distressed wailing, or is he feeling more madness, or what?
A madness type thing.
Yeah, there's definitely evidence of madness.
As far as I'm concerned, she's still
there, but...
She's still there.
Okay,
Just
but
there.
the energy, like I say, oh. There we go. So you see...
You can still see her? Just here.
Okay.
The blippy thing is picking something up, so we follow the ghost and try to record it.
Hello, ghost. Are you in this room?
Don't say hello, ghost.
Yeah.
Don't say hello, ghost.
No, because they might not know that.
Oh, they don't know that they're a ghost.
No.
It's not cool. Hello. What is your name? Tell me what you're wearing. Do you like me? Are you fed up with me asking you these silly questions?
They thought they heard something, so we play it back.
Are you fed up with me asking you these silly questions?
There's a result and a half. How do you feel about that?
What was that?
Well, exactly. This is what we're here to find out.
Are you fed up with me asking you these silly questions?
What?
Did you hear the F word?
Yes, I heard the F word as well.
Yeah, get to. What I heard was, right, it sounded like get to.
Get what?
Get to fuck. That's what it sounded like.
Get to fuck.
Yeah. Listen.
Is that what you heard?
Are you fed up with me asking you these silly questions?
We're going to grab this piece here, which was the response before the scream, as you can see. Clearly, the words here, get to fuck. There is something definitely audible there, as you can see. So we've copied over the soundbite. I've amplified it and taken out the hiss. Can you hear it now?
Get the fuck.
Yeah.
What do you hear?
Get to fuck.
Can you hear that?
Get the fuck.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep. Well, just. When I see things like this pull off, where she's identified a spirit that's upset as about as being there, if you like, she's not interested, and we've got this kind of response that really quite interests me. You know, especially when you're able to clear it up as well as that. So I think we've been pretty lucky tonight in what we've got.
I decide to follow the ghost's advice and get to fuck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for that.
Oh, I've got something for you, a present. Here's some pottery.
Thank you very much.
It's a vase.
Rather strange.
But as convincing as our evidence is, I think I should run it past another scientist just in case. This time, one with a science degree. Professor Richard Wiseman is a parapsychologist. He's visited more haunted houses than most ghost hunters, and according to him, most ghosts.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No. I've been to lots of places where they allegedly hang out, and spoken to lots of people who've had very strange experiences in those places, but I've never actually seen one.
So what's going on then?
From really, as you're growing up, you see films, you read books, which tell you that ghosts hang out in certain places. You know, there's certain amounts of darkness and creaking floorboards and so on. So if you're in one of those sorts of places and you suddenly see something out the corner of your eye, you might think, my goodness, there's a ghost here. Now, at that point, you become afraid, so you become hypervigilant. You start to listen out for things that you'd normally miss, including your own body, your heartbeat, and so on. Then when you detect something like a creaking of a door that otherwise would have meant nothing, you become even more afraid and the system feeds on itself. So you can get people having panic attacks and becoming absolutely terrified just purely through scaring themselves.
Because I've just been to a haunted castle. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Have a listen.
Okay.
Are you fed up with me asking you these silly questions?
According to the ghost hunters, the ghost said, get to fuck,
All right.
which is Scottish apparently for piss off.
Right, it certainly sounds that way, yeah. Okay.
And then a scream.
Right.
Not me.
No.
The ghost.
The ghost, right. With EVP, what you've got is a lot of kind of random noise there. So these systems they use are designed to create noise. That's what they do. And then, as humans, we have ears and brains that are designed to listen to speech. That's what they do all of the time. So when they hear something random, they can often hear what they want to hear. So my suggestion would be that there's nothing there at all. It's just random, but they're hearing those words. Now, once someone told you what you should hear, it's very hard not to hear it in that pattern. What's interesting, of course, is they're both short statements. You don't get a long statement from the ghosts. It would be far more impressive if you asked that question and they sort of went into, reading a War and Peace or something, because then it would be just impossible to debunk that. As it is, just, get out isn't, you'd think they'd be a bit more chatty.
So not ghosts?
If it makes you feel better to think that there's ghosts on there, then yes, it was ghosts. Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't make me feel better. The ghost swore at me.
That's true, actually. You should have sworn back. I can't believe you took that sort of thing.
According to Wiseman, this is a good example of what they call pareidolia. our tendency to perceive seemingly meaningful patterns from random stimuli. For example, many occultists believe you can hear demonic messages when rock music is played backwards, like in Stairway to Heaven. The tendency to find significance in random noise can be so strong that some people even find meaning when Justin Bieber's music is played forwards. The point of pareidolia is that if you go looking for sinister messages and random sounds, chances are you'll find them.
Yes, we can. There you say. There you say.
At last, the proof Fox News is looking for. In fact, thanks to pareidolia, even skeptics like Wiseman can have their secret messages exposed.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No. No. Run. Run.
Skeptic? My ass. Pareidolia occurs not just in sound, but also in ambiguous images, like when people see faces in things.
Face is the most important thing to us in terms of either on animals that are about to attack us or other people in terms of how they're thinking and feeling and so on. So there's big parts of the brain that are devoted just to analysing facial data. And sometimes they over-respond.
So does that explain things like people seeing Jesus on toast?
Yeah, it's all the same stuff.
Apparitions of Mary?
Yeah, Mother Teresa, all that stuff.
Seen an X-ray of what they call haunted scrotum?
Yeah. Yeah, we're very good at seeing it, often in noisy images where there's a lot of potential for it. That's what we're good at.
So, could mysterious sightings of ghosts be just another form of pareidolia? Wiseman has set up a website where you can send in your own ghost photos and have the world analyse just how deluded you are.
So my favourite ones on the ghost site is when somebody posts something like this, and it's apparently a sort of ghostly figure here, and then someone else goes along to the same place and points out exactly what it is. So somebody else went along to this same rock formation and just said, it's just a bit weird, but this kind of lighter, kind of coloured rock from exactly this perspective looks like a person. But it's there. Right. It's just permanently there. Assuming that's the ghost and it's not that girl.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be embarrassing. So that one was definite ghost fail. Now, I love this image, actually. It's fantastically creepy.
Only because there's a kid peeking from behind a guy.
Yeah. And also a very small kid at that as well. It would be slightly weird. Some people said that this was the guy's watch. Sort of, it's like you're looking at the guy's sleeve, and that's his watch.
Oh, I see. So that's a bit of his hand, and,
that's right.
And the eye is the band of the watch. Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is tricky. It could be that he's holding a shawl or something like that from her behind his back. And they claim there was no child.
Could it be a street urchin pickpocketing him?
It could be a street... We hadn't considered the street urchin pickpocket hypothesis. Oh, this is great.
Oh, that's scary.
It turns out this is a reflection of rocks in the water. When you zoom up on it, you can see that it's a straight reflection of leaves and rocks. But it is fantastic. And again, it just shows this ability of us to look at something random and go, it's a face. It's a horrible face.
What does it feel like being a party pooper?
It's all right. You know, I don't get invited to many parties. So, you know, I just sit at home just doing this.
Looking at photos.
If Wiseman's right, then ghosts don't exist. But then again, maybe he hasn't found any ghosts because they don't want to hang out with egghead skeptics. After all, there are people who claim to have actually contacted spirits and even have them pop by for a visit.
In the late Victorian era, the newest craze amongst upper-class Londoners was to hold a séance. It was like a supernatural Tupperware party.
The first stars of the séance world were called the Fox Sisters. In 1848, two American girls, Kate and Margaret Fox, claimed they could hear spirits communicating to them via mysterious tapping noises known as spirit rapping. They were New York's first rappers. 40 years later, Kate Fox revealed they'd made the whole thing up. The rapping came from them clicking their double-jointed toes.
Despite its inventors denouncing spiritualism as a fraud, no one seemed to care. Spirit mania had hit. Now, I believe it's possible to talk to the dead. Getting them to talk back is another thing.
The best way to get in touch with a ghost is the Ouija board. It's to occultists what text messaging is to drunk people. The Ouija actually started as a friendly, innocent board game, played by couples who were dating.
Die.
It didn't sell very well. So Parker Brothers rebranded it for the supernatural market. Then it really took off. When The Exorcist was released, it broke new ground in depicting the occult, and the Ouija board became widely associated with demonic possession. Being associated with the Antichrist wasn't the best thing for sales, so Parker Brothers redesigned their Ouija board to be as far removed from the occult as possible. Like this Ouija board for preteen slumber parties, it answers the questions that girls want to know.
Will Freddie be my husband when I grow up? Yes! I know, it's so excited. I knew it. I really knew it.
He loves you. He loves you. US indie rock band The Fiery Furnaces used the Ouija board to write many of the lyrics to their 2007 album, Widow City. In fact, I even used the Ouija board to do this voiceover. Lonely, gherkin, whippet, foamy stump, peanuts.
Lawrence, we might try that again without the Ouija board.
Right, so either ghosts exist and they talk to us via a board game, or there is something else going on. And there is. Scientists call this the idiomotor effect. To them, it seems like the glass is moving by itself without them pushing it. But when people know the answer to a question, they make tiny subconscious movements that push the glass towards the answer that they're anticipating without them realising it. But how do we know for sure it's not the spirits moving the glass? Well, it's because, unfortunately, Ouija boards only work when you can see what you're doing. Which suggests if a group of scientists did a séance, the spirits would probably tell them that Ouija boards are... So if apparitions and Ouija boards are all inside your head, what's stopping me inventing a ghost of my own? Nothing.
Get the fuck.
Listen, will you just stop that? First up, I'm gonna need a house. What's it look like at night? Spooky. I'm gonna need to fill it with some creepy things, like some freaky dolls. Ooh, an owl. Ooh. And what if the house is already haunted? Better get it cleansed by a shaman, just to make sure there really aren't any ghosts. And finally, I have to tell a credible ghost story, and there's none more compelling than the awesome Patrick Swayze movie, Ghost. Oh, come on, it won 2 Academy Awards. My poster attracted a handful of brave, curious souls. Now, these people are not actors. They believe they're going to conduct a séance in a genuine haunted house. So can I convince them that they're communicating with a ghost that isn't there? Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming along tonight to this experiment. It's a séance to try to connect with the spirit of Sam. Sam tragically was killed in a robbery gone wrong. Molly was heartbroken, of course, but her letters speak of a presence around her, watching over her. A medium got in contact with her and explained to her that it was the spirit of Sam. This medium was able to channel Sam's spirit. I didn't go into the plot of Ghost in depth, because there isn't much depth. Sam, if you're here, let us communicate with you. Sam. 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 Did anyone feel that? What did you feel?
Like someone was brushing like a blanket past me or something.
Like within the area, sort of? Like a big gush, sort of? Yeah. That was fine.
Ditto.
Ditto.
Sam, if you are here, and I think you are...
I can feel someone behind me.
I feel like they're holding my
Oh, I've just got a mad twitch.
Like my arm feels like it has pressure on it.
It feels like someone's touching my back.
He's definitely near us.
Yeah, I feel it.
In the corner of my left eye, I just saw like it was like white, sort of, but like flashing.
We send an energy your way, a positive energy.
It's still there.
Still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Does anyone else see anything?
I see a person.
What does he look like?
He's got dark hair, short dark hair and a moustache.
I feel as though he's upset. He just seems very sad and just very alone.
So either we're now sensing the ghost of Patrick Swayze, Or I just prime them for these kinds of reaction at the start of the seance.
Now, the spirit world can come into contact with us via our 5 senses. So sometimes people may hear something.
Did you hear that?
What was that?
It was like some weird noise.
It's like a chair moving on the ground.
I heard that.
Sometimes people can see something through the corner of their eyes, like a slight movement.
Oh, you're kidding.
What's that? What do you
I
see?
someone. Oh, I can. Do you see it? Yeah.
What do you see?
It was someone like walking across, like wearing white.
Sometimes people feel a presence behind them.
I just felt a whole tingling from my shoulders all the way down to my feet with like wind.
Most commonly, people will feel a cold spot.
I'm so cold. So cold. I'm freezing again. So cold.
And before you know it, you get reactions like this.
Can anyone else hear that? It is so loud in my head. Like it's like somebody's knocking on the table and it's so loud in my head. Like it echoes in my head.
Okay, well, you're going to break the circle and communicate via the Ouija board.
Now, I should point out here that I am not touching the glass. Only they are touching it.
And if the glass slightly moves, follow it. Sam, if you want it to move, let it move. Sam, let us know. Is there a spirit in the room? Yes.
It's very close.
What is your name? S A M. Sam's in the room. Do you miss Molly? Tell us. Yes. Sam?
My arm is freezing. So freaking cold. Like.
Did you die a violent death? Yes.
I can feel the table moving. Yeah, I can feel the table moving.
Is the table moving?
The table is moving to the left.
To the left?
My foot is right up against it. It's moving my
Slightly.
foot. And it moved away from me.
Okay, let's all hold hands again. Sam.
Sam.
Thank you for meeting us.
Thank you for meeting us.
Well, that went much better than I expected.
What happened in there? What did you feel?
It's freezing. Absolutely freezing.
And I do know the glass just felt like it wasn't being...
Yeah, it was. It wasn't being pushed.
So we all felt that Sam was there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like physical things that I felt that I've never felt before, like the gush of wind and like pain.
I primed them for all of those reactions. What I hadn't primed them for is this.
We all agree what happened in there was weird. But what's more weird for me is the fact that this house isn't haunted. There is no ghost. There's no Sam. I based Sam's story on the plot of the Patrick Swayze movie Ghost. So knowing this, that there is no ghost here, how do you explain what happened in the seance tonight?
We brought someone here. I felt like someone's not always here. We brought them here through our energy and the board.
Okay.
We asked them to come here.
So this week we've seen 2 supposedly haunted houses. The real one, Castle Mingus, revealed no ghosts. And the fake one, My Haunted House, convinced a whole bunch of people that they were talking to Patrick Swayze. Now, you can make up your own mind, but personally, the only ghost I believe in is this one. Fucking pareidolia. I've got a birthmark. Tell me what you think of this.
Oh, that's, yeah. No, it's weird, because obviously it's just a random birthmark, but I would actually see my own face in it, because I'm used to seeing my own face. So again, it's just showing how strong that effect is. I mean, you'll show that to somebody else, and they'll just go, it's just a birthmark. Because of the way my brain's working, I'd actually see my own face in that.
And that's pareidolia?
That's right, yes.
I should get it removed.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, yeah, it'll help you pick up women in bars.
All we are saying is give priests a chance.
Father Bob.
Oh, Jesus!
The larrikin priest.
Jesus was a proof God has a sense of humour. I better go home and put some lipstick on.
In one hell of a battle.
Supposed to vacate the premises.
Archbishop Hart getting rid of you.
The campaign.
Save Father Bob?
It's like a bloody whale or something. Let us unleash the dogs of war.
In Bob We Trust. Tomorrow, 8:30 on ABC2.
The following program is rated M for a mature audience. It contains coarse language.
I've always been fascinated by aliens, in the sky and on the telly. And I'm not the only one. 80% of Australians think that aliens exist somewhere out there, something that they're already amongst us. And many people believe that they first arrived here in Roswell, New Mexico. In 1947, something mysterious crashed here. Was it an alien spacecraft? Or was it a high-level conspiracy by the US government to boost tourism in Roswell?
I'm a Martian and I'm Mexican.
Here at the Roswell UFO Festival, there are a lot of colourful characters who believe in extraterrestrial visitors. But for a more serious discussion, I spoke to a guy in a suit.
I went to Jupiter.
Oh.
And I was briefed on Jupiter, and I met a number of aliens from different civilizations that I consider friends, and I wasn't abducted. I went willingly. And what we've been told about our universe is the farthest thing from the truth. We have an intergalactic space command, and that Earth is a prison planet.
How do you know all this?
Because I saw it personally. And I met with the commanders and the people, and I was briefed on the history of this planet. I was briefed on the future of this planet. And people of Earth, you're about to see some changes, and you're not gonna like them.
What happened when you were taken away?
A beautiful lady, and a lot of people say, well, it's always a beautiful woman. And I say, that's all right with me. It's better than a monster.
How do I know that the beautiful ladies who come up to me aren't aliens?
You don't, because a lot of them are.
That explains a lot.
This is really lovely.
What is the greatest evidence to prove that there are aliens amongst us?
I met them. I was with them. They're my friends, and they communicate with me on a regular basis. But I challenge you, let me show you some aliens.
Sure, let's do it. So he drove me to a prime UFO spotting location on the outskirts of Roswell.
There's reports of a lot of activity out here that people see, and especially when there's thunderstorms. So we actually got it on a really good night.
Oh, great, cool. For a second there, Robert, I thought you were abducting me.
No, I don't believe in abduction. Everybody goes willingly.
So where exactly should we look?
Well, look up, because that's where they are. Usually the spacecraft are not real high. What's amazing is they like at nighttime to fly pretty close to ground. So you might see one at a couple of 100 feet. So if we see something and it's erratic and it doesn't move like an airplane, maybe it pauses, maybe it shoots up, shoots down, well, we got a suspect. Okay, so we got binoculars, right? We got good ones here. Ooh, we got a bright light over there. What is that? What, did you see that light over there? Right there?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know, but it looks to me, I'm moving a little bit here. It looks to me like it's stable.
It looks pretty stationary.
Yeah, it's probably a yard light or a security light out there. Yeah, okay.
How do we know that all of this stuff isn't just in our minds?
Right.
How do I know what's real and what's not real and what's just in people's imagination?
That's a great question, and the answer to the question is all of the above. It's all going on.
What's with all the anal probing?
Well, there's experimentation, and it goes on, but they also like the taste of the rectum.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Is it the taste, or what are they trying to find out?
Oh, they know everything about us. They created us.
Why is it you always hear
They
about anal?
love the taste of us. They love the taste of raw humans. It's shocking. Scan over this way where it's a little darker.
Unfortunately, we didn't see any UFOs. Fortunately, however, there was no rectum tasting either. Prominent UFO skeptic Steve Roberts has a view of UFOs which is more astronomical and less anatomical.
So what are people seeing when they look up in the sky and they see, you know, these objects? What are they actually seeing?
Well, there's lots of things in the sky that the average public wouldn't really be particularly conscious of. Aeroplanes, weather balloons, the planet Venus. You can see Venus quite clearly in daylight if you look in exactly the right place. And it's just a white dot. But then you think, well, it can't be a planet, it's not night. But you can see Venus in daylight.
And it's not just that some flying objects can't be identified. Declassified UK Ministry of Defence data shows that the rate of UFO sightings increases when alien movies are popular. And the objects people see look like what's in the movies. So if UFO sightings reflect the most popular culture of the time, the next bout of sightings should look something like this. But what about the photographic evidence for UFOs?
OK, well, these are pictures of the McMinnville sighting of 1950, and this is one that's said to be one of the better UFO sightings. And you see there is definitely a solid object there.
So this is seen as, by the UFO community, as a real UFO?
Yeah, they say this is one of the best sightings they can't explain.
So what's going on here? Is it a UFO?
Well, the first thing to spot is the power lines. Above the UFO's 2 power lines. The people who've been to the site can show this is something hanging right under the power lines.
So there'd be a string coming out of here?
Yeah, the central spike there is vertical, but the UFO's at an angle, so the central object is not at right angles to the disc. The picture's so grainy that you can't see the wire.
So what is it?
Well, here's the farmer posing with his box brownie and his truck, and if you look at the rear view mirror of the truck, it'll look remarkably like the UFO. And that is about the right size and shape for a UFO hanging under the power lines in front of the barn there.
That is incredible. Look,
Yeah.
he's smirking as well. So anyone can make a UFO hoax?
Yeah, get an object like a hubcap and just throw it and get a quick snap of it, or get a friend to get a snap of it. There'd be no wire, it would just be hovering. It's quite easy to get quite a good picture.
I don't have any truck mirrors to throw in the sky, but I've got other circular objects I want to get rid of. My parents do their Christmas shopping at the post office.
Sorry, Andre. Smoke alarm. Silver thing. Pizza tray. Other tray.
But could people today be convinced by the same crude techniques? The answer is yes, if you're in Roswell.
Wow, yeah, UFO.
Do you find this alarming?
I don't really find anything alarming about what they do. They're in control, so, but that's a great picture. I mean, that's just more evidence, obviously, that they're out there and flying around.
Yeah, that looks very realistic.
Very nice.
What do you think of this one?
Whoa.
No, it looks man-made.
UFO.
Yes, correct. It's a UFO.
It's an excellent shot because you have the underside of the craft and it's pretty clear. So if you have the negatives?
Yeah.
Can you get the negatives?
We can get the negatives.
Definitely enlarge it. That could be misinterpreted as being like flames from a jet or something like that.
Look at this. Looks like an alien face right there in the landscaping. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you see the eyes there.
In the dirt.
Yeah.
Just in there.
Yeah, so you can see like the top of the head there and then the
I
eye
don't know why
there.
that caught my eye, but I look at a picture all the way through.
What do you think of this?
I think it looks like a CD.
Unbeliever.
The real debate over UFO images isn't in Roswell, it's on the web. Part of the reason why UFO fascination has grown is because of the rise of the internet. In fact, the internet is filled with UFOs and porn and UFO porn. YouTube is the home of UFO sightings, where footage of mysterious objects is accompanied by the obligatory X-Files theme music. In the comments section, believers and skeptics weigh up the evidence for and against, and then call each other fags. But some videos are more credible than others. Or are they? How can you spot the difference between real videos and the fakes? Well, I found the master of UFO frauds on YouTube, a man who calls himself the faking hoaxer. In order to protect his identity, he's representing himself as a computer-generated avatar. So how did you enter the world of UFO fakery?
Well, I was looking at some UFO forums and they were all discussing how real some of the fakes were, and I said they're obviously fakes and I can prove it to you. So I showed them how easy it is to remake them on a computer, and that's how I became the faking hoaxer.
So this is more than just innocent pranking, you're doing this to make a point?
Oh, well, it really annoys me that these people believed these fake UFOs, so I just recreated them and showed them how I did it. I just wanted to tell people, don't believe everything you see.
So tell me what you think of this video. This is the famous Haiti UFO.
The Haiti video? Oh, look, take one look at it. Look at the trees. They're all absolutely identical. The guy used the template. He's an idiot. He's completely lazy.
I have to say that your videos look pretty damn real. Do you fool UFO experts with them?
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, one of my most recent ones was up on the internet. It's the two spheres and the space shuttle one. The UFO nutters went mad about it on the forums. But here's the ironic thing. On my YouTube videos, I say that my footage is fake. I go on the forums to discuss it with them, and now they're accusing me of being a fake for discrediting my own footage, and I'm getting kicked off the forums. It's unbelievable.
Why do you think people believe in your videos?
People believe these hoaxes, and they believe that what they're seeing is real because they want to believe.
Well, I'll give them something to believe. I'm going to make my own UFO hoax. And forget computer graphics, I'm going to give them an actual UFO.
This is my UFO sweatshop with my team of builders, Mike, Pablo and Tonya Todman.
Hello.
So what we're using are helium balloons and these programmable LED lights. It's all held together by plastic tubing.
You know, I really like these long pipe cleaners because they hold things together very well and the children just love them.
So we're sending up all these balloons in the sky, and of course the most important thing is getting maximum visibility.
Well, anything that used this lolly pink fringing is sure to be noticed.
And if all goes according to plan, that's our UFO.
And here's one I made earlier. Now, Lifty can't go without this.
All right. Oh, no, I don't know about that. And tonight's the night. We've only got one chance at this, to send this contraption up into the sky.
I've decided not to launch our UFO in the city because we need a secluded launch site. And because it's 4 hours away from where Tonya Todman lives.
We've got a guy wire, which is a 500 kilogram, basically fishing wire. It looks like you caught yourself a truck. Yeah. So we can tether it to position from the ground, so hopefully it doesn't take off too violently. That light up there, that's not a UFO, that's Venus. How you going there, Mike?
Holding on.
Okay, ready, Pabs?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's going up. Lights on.
Wow, it fucking looks awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's up in the sky, but will anyone believe it's a UFO?
To find out, we secretly filmed in a nearby beer garden. You don't need a telescope to see our UFO, but beer goggles help.
What the fuck is that?
What is it? It's me! I can't see! What does it look like? I'm so short-sighted.
I don't know, it's flashing, it's weird.
Should we climb up higher? That way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit danger. I don't know what they're seeing. Have you had any reports?
No.
No.
I'm at Harrigan's pub, and it's Friday night, about 10 o'clock. And I reckon about a couple of hundred people up here have seen a UFO.
What the fuck?
I know, it's sort of weird.
Fuck, if I wasn't drinking, I'd drive up and have a look.
Looks awesome. It really looks like it's hovering above something. Oh. Oh! Oh, shit.
And with that, my unidentified object stopped flying. But the incident was reported in the local newspaper, the Maitland Mercury. Some witnesses even uploaded phone camera footage on YouTube.
Who the fuck is that?
And the comment section quickly attracted some believers. They engaged a number of skeptics in debate, which they then resolved by calling each other fags. The faking hoaxer will be so proud.
Look, please don't take this personally, but the footage of that balloon is shit. It looks like a 1950s B-movie of Flash Gordon or something like that. So my personal score for you guys, I'm afraid, is 0 out of 10.
I blame Tonya Todman. But
ask any true believer, and they say that dodgy objects up in the sky can't all be Venus, hoaxes, and Jetstar.
They say that the real evidence for UFOs is hidden as part of some grand government conspiracy, that the military knows more than we do. So, is there a cover-up?
Well, yes. Not of UFOs, but of secret military aircraft. Much of this comes out of an aircraft base called Area 51 in Nevada. This is to UFO conspiracy nuts what Graceland is to Elvis fans. And from what we know, most of the planes were tested from this one airfield. So it turns out when people saw mysterious triangles flying in the sky, they went crazy after all. And the Air Force at Area 51 even adopted aliens as their mascots. They wore these patches. Check this out. These patches had pictures of aliens in them, and even the motto, to serve man.
Lawrence, what are you doing down there?
Mum, wait, hang on. Well, that explains sightings. But what about all the people I spoke to at Roswell who reported experiences like this?
What you see is an alien, a gray. And the pain, the suffering, you know, you can't move, there's paralysis. You can't scream, talk. They won't allow you to do anything.
They clearly believe they were abducted by aliens. But could there be another explanation? This guy thinks so.
I have the most powerful evidence in the world today that shows who these alien entities really are.
What's the evidence?
I've worked with over 400 abduction experiencer cases in the past 13 years. These people have all been able to stop this horrific experience by calling on the name and authority of Jesus Christ.
Why would aliens listen to that?
Maybe they're not aliens. Who would respond to that name?
Christians?
No, a demon.
A demon. So aliens aren't from outer space, they're from hell.
That's what it appears to be.
I'm not sure the internationally renowned physicist Paul Davies would agree with you there, Joe.
I have these experiences too, so I know. I have had alien abduction experiences, not the full works going into the spacecraft,
Not
but
the
the
probing.
malevolent, not the
No,
probing,
okay.
but well, yes, the probing, but not the anal probing. It's incredibly painful, and you're paralyzed. So that's the frightening thing. You are fully aware of your surroundings, you get the full lucidity of the normal surroundings, but you can't move. And there's always this feeling of a malevolent presence close by.
What? Paul Davies is saying he's encountered aliens? I don't know what to make of this. Thankfully, Paul Davies does.
What I think is a good explanation for a large class of these reports, which is the really close encounters, the alien abduction stories and the weird being at the end of the bed type stories and so on. Most of those have their explanation in sleep disorders, things like lucid dreaming and sleep paralysis. In fact, when I was a teenager, I used to have this type of sleep paralysis. And the one thing about normal dreams is that you don't have tactile sensations. It's very rare. If you're in a fight with somebody in a normal dream, you don't feel the punches as real pain, for example. But in this type of sleep paralysis or lucid dreaming, you can feel very intense pain if something's pressing into you or prodding into you. I used to think it was the cat walking on me, and it was incredibly painful.
So another person would interpret this as an alien crawling over them, but you see it as sleep paralysis of sorts.
Exactly that, yes. And I've learned to study it in myself and learned to control it, and I think I understand it. But if you don't, and particularly if it's an isolated episode, if you're not having these experiences all the time, it would appear very frightening, and you will wake up in the morning in your bed and think, wow, guess what happened to me last night? These things go way back into history. Now we've got this overlay of science and technology and spacecraft and so on. That's just our modern language for telling the same stories that people have had for centuries and centuries. So I think the real explanation lies deep in the human mind.
Scientists may have ruled out alien visitation, but they haven't ruled out aliens. In fact, many of our top scientists are trying to contact them now. Instead of waiting for aliens to probe us, they're sending out probes to them. Voyager 1 and 2 were launched in 1977 and now have left our solar system. On board was a golden record that contained music and voices from human civilization. And on the Pioneer spacecraft, a plaque depicts a map of how to find Earth and what humans look like without clothes. It's basically an invite to an intergalactic key party. Interstellar messages have even been beamed out into space in an attempt to reach out to aliens. But so far, nothing. No reply, not even a hello.
I think I know why. It's because the scientists are sending the aliens the wrong message. I mean, the overwhelming evidence from alien abductees is very clear. The one thing that the aliens are most interested in is...
probing.
Anal probing.
Anal probes.
It's probing, man.
So I've made my own plate for NASA that should be right up the aliens' alley.
What's your professional opinion on this?
Good luck for getting this past NASA. They didn't even like the man and the woman on the original plaque because they were unclothed.
Oh, right.
So the controversy was not, should we be sending something like this to the stars, but should we be sending these disgusting pictures of human beings without proper clothing?
So that won't even get past them.
I'm afraid that, that you're looking at this problem literally from the wrong end.
Fine, if NASA won't send my message, I'll have to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to make the ultimate sacrifice in the name of science and alien communication.
Lawrence?
Yes, hi.
Hello, I'm Nabil Rami. How do you do?
Nice to meet you, Doctor.
We're going to go into the other room and I'll have a chat to you about what you're having done today. Come with me.
Thanks.
Now, you're having a colonoscopy today, is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Basically, I want to record as much information, hopefully with video, of the inside of my anus.
And do you have a purpose for recording this image of your bowel?
Yes, because I want to send this information into space for aliens.
Right. Now, what we're going to do today is using a flexible tube with a camera at the tip of it. We're going to place the camera in the anus, into the rectum, that's the bottom end of the bowel, and then around the large bowel to where it meets with the small bowel.
Great, so we can go all the way in?
We can go all the way. And that's
How long is that?
That's about a distance of about 1 metre in most people.
And the pictures are clear? We get good footage?
We get very good pictures these days. The technology is excellent.
That's good, let's go for it.
You'll be lying on this bed. We'll hook you up to some monitors so we know what your heart rate's doing.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use this instrument. And you'll be pleased to know that it's the thin end that goes in. And we're going to watch the image on the screen. So if you have a look up there, that's the sort of image you're going to get when we're inside the bowel.
Here we go, that's for your oxygen, okay?
Okay. And again, it's an unusual sensation, but it shouldn't hurt.
I can see me.
What I'm going to do now is clean the lens and put some air in there, and you can see your bowel open up. That's just a bit of mucus. See how clean your bowel is? This is the start of the journey. The next bit of the bowel is called the rectum.
It's like Alice in Wonderland when they go down the rabbit hole.
That's right. Hopefully we won't get lost.
Oh, God.
I'm just going around the bend. It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's an unusual feeling.
They're almost like hatch doors in a submarine. The bowel's got rings. And you go through one and then you get into another little cavity. I think that's a good view of the bowel.
Yeah, that's a great view.
Yeah.
How's my pulse?
You feeling all right, Lawrence?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good.
It's close.
one. Oh. Roll in and we're out.
Oh.
This part of the program allows me to display the photos that I took during the procedure, and we incorporate them into a report. And that's your copy. Take home.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, all the very best.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hope the aliens appreciate this.
I hope they do too.
Is this bulk billing?
I've recorded my message, now to send it. So I asked for some help from Carol Oliver, an astrobiologist from SETI.
So what is SETI?
The SETI is a search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It uses either radio telescopes or optical telescopes to search for evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence. We use the largest radio telescopes in the world, but for optical work we just need little ones around about 40 inches or so.
And what about sending a message to them for them to find us?
Basically, we're looking for this narrowband signal that will first tell us, yes, there's a intelligent civilization out there. Then we'd think about the message.
Because I want to send a message to the aliens, and I think I've got an idea what they might be interested in. It's a fairly personal message of mine. You know, it comes deep from within.
Well, lots of people have tried, and I think it's a worthy thing because that's who we are.
And so I beam my nether regions into the universes. Will this be the first successful interstellar communication between intelligent beings?
Carol!
Hello.
I did it. Thank you very much for your help. I sent my message.
Well, congratulations. Where did you send it to?
Well, we shot it as far as we could go. Into space.
Well, that might be 100,000 light years away.
Yep, so light years, we're travelling really fast, so
Yeah.
how long will it take me to get a message back?
About 100,000 years.
100,000 years?
And 100,000 years to get back.
200,000 years before I get a message back?
Absolutely.
So I did that for nothing? Oh.